Well, hi everybody. I'm going live for just a little bit here because I wanted to give you guys a few fun things. We haven't been on live for a while, so I thought we would take a minute and show you some of the things that Goin Batty's working on. I'm learning a couple of new things. There is a hold jig, a pocket hold jig that I learned how to use, or I'm learning how to use. I don't know that I know exactly what I'm doing, but I wanted to show it to you guys. It is. Let me turn the camera around right here. Click. Right there. I'm making the base of what will be our new vanity in the trailer. And we'll go inside in just a minute so you can see what Heather's working on. But basically, this is going to be the base of it, and then we're just going to build up. And it's 2 foot by 2 foot by 3.5 feet or something like that. But these pocket screws have made things so much easier. And they're so solid. I mean, they are just so solid. So I'm going to show you how I do it, or what I'm learning to do. And check this out. I learned that you actually have to be a little further away when you're screwing diagonally, or it doesn't hit the wood right, and it makes this wood split. So I'm learning all these different things. Let me do one for you real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to try to do this while holding the camera, but there's going to be a little bit of noise while I'm drilling. Sorry about that. So it goes in, and all the extra stuff comes out right here out of this hole. Isn't that cool? Now I know that there's drills for use and drills not for use. Hang on, I'm almost there. This last one takes, there we go. See all the stuff coming out? That happens more times than I hate to admit. But let me talk about the drill real quick. I was using a cordless drill, and it just didn't have the torque power. This one is electric. It has the cord. It has everything that I need, but for some reason it won't clamp down hard enough to keep that from happening. So I'm going to put it back on, and we're going to tighten it up and see if we can't get it out of there. It's kind of humorous because there we go. So I've got the first pocket screw. Screwed. Now I'm just going to hold this in place because these clamps aren't 100%. It will wiggle, but I'm going to do the next one now. And of course, there are guys on the internet that explain this way better than us. But remember, our channel is life as we go and all that we learn. Well, I just learned how to use this, so I'm still learning, but I love it. I love this. It makes things so much sturdier, like I said before. Here's the second one. Now, I know you guys probably have a bunch of advice for me. That's what the comments are down for below. As you guys watch this video later on the rewind, we want to give you guys a chance to give me some advice. No mean comments, but constructive criticism is welcome. This is definitely a new thing for me, but I absolutely love it. So anyway, I take this bad boy off right here and get all that out. And then the kit came with these special screws that I'd never seen before, with a flat head on them like that. And instead of using a Phillips head, it uses one of these square deals, which, by the way, this is something I'm just discovering, but I know it's been in the trade for a long time. These square tips are so much easier to use. your screws don't strip. They hold on better. It's just an all the way around better gig. So I love it. And I got that new drill over there at the Harbor Freight because they're inexpensive and I can afford it. So anyway, screw in like that. Nice and tight. Screw in like this. Nice and tight. Clamp off. And joint is secure. Look at that thing. That's awesome. So this is, I think, all set. I think I did the other ones too. Yeah. We're going to take this into the trailer and we're going to do a quick fit on it and see how it goes. So come on with us. We're live. So if you have comments or you join us live, by all means, ask us questions. Heather's holding the camera and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. So
look, it's Kevin in a frame.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay.
We found that winter. Look at the snow. It snowed last night.
It snowed last night.
Wintertime's the best time to work on our RV because during the summer we want to be playing in it. We don't want to be working on it. So, she's doing good. She's not pretty to look at on the inside, but we're doing some fun things on the inside. So,
not pretty to look at on the outside.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah. There's Chuck. He's our camper cat.
Camper cat.
He absolutely loves it in here. In fact, I've been trying to fix the cushions in here, and he won't let me. He just wants to sit in my lap. Hey,
so
Chuck.
Let's cover that real quick. What Heather's doing here is we've changed it a little bit, and I think I've showed you guys a few update videos, but we changed this to just a bench that actually has the ability to scoot out if we want it to. And we bought some of these pads that'll fold up into squares, and you can do things with them that are multi-use, right? So the fun part is you can do stuff like this. If you want to just have it like that and turn it into a seat, you can do that. And then multiple beside it, but we can use this anywhere in the RV, but its primary function is going to be here. So we have that, and it just is going to, ow, I just hit myself in the head. There you go. So anyway, we're working on some custom cushions. Now, when you do a trailer renovation, one of the things that becomes one of the biggest frustrations is the cushion renovation. Because if we just left it this thickness, it's very uncomfortable.
Well, and the ones that it came with were like...
gross.
Yeah, they were like 40 years old. And,
yeah.
you know, they were as old as I am. And
we couldn't keep them.
Yeah, and they were just really nasty. So we had to get rid of them completely.
Yeah, and so what we did is we went to Home Depot and we bought these, and they're like $20 a piece. So what we're doing is we're cutting them down to the size that we want and the thickness that we want, width-wise and length-wise, but the thickness we want isn't there. So what Heather's working on right now, and we'll show you this after it's done, she's going to hot glue, I think, these together.
And double it up.
And then on Amazon, they have cushion covers that are, I think, 27 or 28 by 72 or something like that. Which this is exactly 80 inches from this board all the way over.
Well, they have them up to 85. So
yeah, so you've got some flexibility. But we're going to put the cushion cover over that. That means that we can have double the thickness. And if we still don't like it, we can add more because the cover just comes off.
It's very stretchy.
And it's going to be
washed, which was when we did them before. They couldn't be washed. You couldn't take them off because we had stapled them on because this is a learning experience. We've never done this before.
That's right.
So
we'll get double the thickness, and this will be where I sleep, and Heather sleeps in the other bed. But we're going to work on the cushions for the other bed later down the road because that cushion we have right now is a futon mattress. Not incredibly comfortable.
I'm 45 years old. I don't want to sleep on a futon. Futons are for college kids.
We can make it.
It is hot in here.
We can make it comfortable, and we have time to do all this. And the beauty of it is it's a great little hobby with us. We've got our chickens, we've got our garden coming. Heather has a bunch of seeds that she's going to be planting, and we'll bring you along for all of that. But it's January, and so it's kind of time to start thinking about, okay, when summer gets here, are we ready? So anyway, that's that piece. Now what we've got to do is we've got to go see this other thing that I cut and see if it fits.
Okay.
All right, let's go back here. I'll give you a little tour. Oh man, it feels warm actually. That feels really good.
Well, that's why Chuck's in here.
Chuck's in here because he loves being warm.
He likes the camper. Like he's not a like want to sit in your lap cat when he's in the house or the garage.
Right.
But when he's in here, he's all over you.
We have a vent open so that when we have the oven on and the stove on, it just goes right out, and we have another vent back there. And then we have a vent here, so we've got plenty of room. And then we've got a little bitty space heater that might be melting that right now. Let's move that away.
Let's move that away.
There we go. Get
Probably
the paper away
shouldn't.
from it. Yeah.
Like it's this one here.
Those are handy, but they're not real powerful.
Yeah, you have to
they're
have
good
more than
for
one.
if you're in its immediate space, like at a desk or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So come on back here and we'll see if we can. Oh, by the way, I didn't know if I showed this all to you.
This is our new ceiling.
We did the new ceiling. I know my screws didn't line up, but that's
all right.
The doors didn't have to be cut down. They just had to be moved down.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool. And so they all fit. I put a little stopper right there so it wouldn't bump the light. And then I did a closet door, and it just barely missed it. So anyway, we've been thinking about the bathroom. What do we want in here? This has been like the last project we wanted to do because, here, let me have a seat. Because we didn't really know what we wanted. We knew that we wanted a toilet. That's a must-have. And we have a pretty good one, but it's plastic and it's kind of rickety. So at some point, we're going to strengthen it up so when we sit, we have confidence. Anyway, this section is going to be the vanity, and this is going to be the base of the vanity.
Sorry,
I got it. Yeah,
no problem. It is a very small space. It had a shower and a sink in here.
Yeah, the sink was over here
at one time,
and the shower was over here, and we're just going to replace the vanity and keep it here.
Yeah, because if we're going camping, a lot of places have shower houses.
Yep.
I'd rather have the vanity than the shower because, like I said, with all of it in here, it's just at too tight of a place.
When we go to brush our teeth, when we want to wash our hands, all of that stuff kind of needs to happen, and we haven't been able to do that. We've had to go out and use the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
So anyway, the first problem that I knew I was going to have is working around the plumbing of this thing. And it's really not the problem that it looks like. It just means we have to move it. And one of the things I love about this PEX is that it's easy to move. And I'm going to kind of get in the camera's way, and I apologize. But to lay this down and get it set, I need to move some things around. So
I don't know if I can get... No, I can't get you. It's too small of a space.
But one of the problems that we're definitely going to have is that pipe. And I didn't plan for that. So I'm going to have to figure out how to work around that pipe. I think I know what I need to do. But anyway, I'm going to have to either cut the pipe and put new pipe in, which is fine. Or I'm going to need to cut the board. And I don't want to cut the board because then I lose strength. So replacing the pipe is actually easier. But we'll give you the update when that happens. I'm not sure that's going to happen today, but or on camera.
Yeah. Because you like our fancy toilet paper roll holder?
Yeah, it's very bungee. And I had to rebuild this entire wall. These are just supports to make sure it stays. But this window came out. And I replaced it with plexiglass. It does have a frame around it that's wood, but the outside cedar. And for the most part, we don't get any leakage in here. Is it the perfect situation? No. But it's better than not having any window at all, or having the old window that we used to have that was really gross and
it was cracked.
Broke.
Yeah.
So I put some 2x4s in to strengthen everything, put these metal brackets in on both sides to strengthen everything. And this beam goes all the way through. So we're gonna put the stuff we put on the ceiling, we're gonna put here instead of this, and it's gonna be full strips, and then we'll reposition that too.
Well, because this wall is actually curved.
It is. It goes and then like that.
So
and it's again, this is not the piece of our trailer. Our trailer is not to look pretty all the time. We want it to look pretty a little bit. but it's really got to be functional too, because when you get out into the Wyoming desert or up into the Tetons or into Yellowstone, you want to be prepared, and you don't want to have to worry about where am I going to go to the bathroom and how much,
And this actually was where we started when we first started renovating. And so when you've got 3 teenage boys cutting wood for the first time or paneling, like that's kind of what you get.
Well, when all of this came off the first, we pulled everything out, and it was just the studs, and some of them were just rotten. They were just they would fall apart in your hands, so we had to replace them. But then we went to put paneling on, and the boys were still learning. I'm gonna sneeze, shoot. And so you kind of got this, but not bad for where they were at the time. Excuse me. It's good for what they did, but we're gonna pull it off and do what we did with the ceiling. I like that better. And I think they'll still have. Excuse me. I still have some storage in here for toiletries. If you'll look back behind me, I put some hooks up there. Last year when we went camping in the trailer, we had a lot of towels, we had a lot of wet bathing suits, we had a lot of wet things, and we had absolutely nowhere to hang everything. So I threw these hooks up to make sure this coming year we have more. And then this vanity is just the part of the process, man. It's just one of the things that I feel like is going to really set off the trailer so that it's the way we want it to be. So anyway, that's kind of the update of what we're working on. I can't promise we won't go live again today once we make a little further progress so you can see some of the finished result. But that's kind of it for now, guys. We hope you guys are enjoying life. That's all we have. And thanks for joining us. Do we have anybody with any questions?
Not so far.
Okay. All right. Well, as you watch this on the rewind, feel free to ask questions down in the comments below and give advice on pocket screws and cutting that material. But although I think Heather did a pretty good job, she used a bread knife, and a bread knife is a second best way of doing it, where a
electric knife is the first best way.
Electric knife that you'd cut like turkey with or roast or something like that. We
don't have one. And I have a friend who has one, but she actually uses it to cut her turkey with. We didn't want to
use it to cut.
And that would just be gross.
That would be gross, yeah. So anyway, I thought that was a really brilliant way of cutting it. And it doesn't have to be pretty because it's going to be covered up. Yep. And so anyway, stay tuned and we'll show you some of the next steps. It might be today. Who knows? It might be tomorrow. But for now, that's all. Thanks for joining us. And as always, more updates as we go.